I'm energized to share my story about inclusiveness and diversity with you. But before I start, I will give you a task. Go back yourself to a moment where you, in your professional or personal life, did not feel connected, did not feel part of a group. You felt like excluded. And be sure, I'm not going to ask any one of you on stage to join me here, so take that consideration for yourself. I see some non-verbal changes in faces, so it's good. What feelings does that create to you? Not feeling part of the group, not being connected. Try to describe these feelings in your situation. And also try to find why you were not part of that group. Why you were not connected. I invite you to join me to a similar experience I had in February 2014. It was in Poperinge, where I live. I lived there only 10 years, so I don't know that many people there. And me and my wife, we went to a party organized by a local organization where you maybe know 5, maximum 10 people. So we were walking around there, talking very much with each other, but not really feeling part of the group. And then finally, we saw Luc. And Luc is the secretary of the volleyball club, in which my wife also is in the management team. I'm using that word management team, but it's not so formal. And we were then invited, all of us, to take a seat at the table, and I was sitting next to Luc. And Luc said, I'm going to put myself next to our new president of the volleyball team here in Poperinge. And I just looked at him. You should know that I never played volleyball. I said, Luc, are you serious? Yes, Patrick, I'm serious. But I don't know anything about volleyball. But in your role as a manager at Volvo, maybe you can add some value for us in the club. So I started to think on it. I didn't say yes or no that day. But a couple of weeks later, I said, yes, I will do it. And then, let's make a jump from February 2014 to June 2014. We had our first meeting with the management team, where I presented a proposal of actions we could be focusing on for the season 2014-2015. And there I was using, to create that list, I had used what I have learned at Volvo. You should always start with a description of the as-is situation. Do an assessment. Make a SWOT analysis. So in other words, I asked them, do you think is things that we should keep in the volleyball club? What is, according to you, ideas of new things we can develop or things that you would like to see changes on? And if you have ideas, give them to me. So I did that in individual talks. It was, first of all, to learn to know these people, but also to get all that input. I can tell you it was extremely warm talks. And then in June, when we shared that list of ideas they had, everybody recognized themselves into it. It was not my list, it was their list. So that meeting went extremely well. It was a meeting full of energy. We really prioritized things. There were no conflicts, no discussions, unless positive discussions. It was a moment where I really felt myself being included. Another thing that I use, without being so formal, we in our club, we also have customers, we have suppliers, and we even have shareholders. Of course, we don't talk in these terms about it. The customers, that's the parents who sent their little girls from the age of 8 to us and expecting that we take, of course, good care of them, learn them something about volleyball, let them play, let them be sporty, and if they have talent, let them develop. And the other players, of course, in the senior teams. They are our customers. We also have suppliers. We don't own the infrastructure, the sports hall where we play, so we have to negotiate with the local community. We have to buy all our clothes, our t-shirts. When we organize a barbecue, we have to negotiate so that we get a good price. So we have a lot of suppliers too. And the shareholders, my dear friends, in the sense of our volleyball club, that's our sponsors. You know that last year we could increase our sponsor budget with 30%. So we must have found a way to convince sponsors that with your club, I want to identify myself with your club. There is no real financial return for the sponsors, but they want to be connected with our values as a volleyball club. So you can imagine with shareholders, customers and suppliers that we do need in our management team a lot of things to do. And then I also realized, of course, we do not only need people that know about volleyball. We need much, much more. We have the obvious roles. Me, I'm the chairman, and be sure, I don't have a private driver. Eh? So it's very formal, down to earth. It's with this that we work. Eh? Chairman or management team member, it doesn't matter. So there is a secretary, you know his name already, it's Luc, yeah? The one who brought me into this team. But then in these individual talks, I learned to know Christine and Greet. And they happen to be a university degree in sports and gymnastics. And Christine became our responsible for the youth coordination and education. So she sets the, let's say, the demands on what do they need to know between the age of 8 and 10, 10, 12, 12, 14, etc. And Greet is our trainer, senior trainer of our second senior team, where we start out with our potentials. Then there is Christ. Christ, in our I learned to know him. He's a real networker. We would love him at Volvo. When we have a competition, at the end, when we just debrief a little bit in the bar, he said, "Oh, have you seen that player with the number 6? She doesn't like to play in that team. Maybe she can be of added value in our team." Or that trainer, he's already there for 3 years. He's end of contract. He has a good track record. Maybe we have to employ that trainer in our club. So we need that type of person also. But we need to look for where is that complementarity in our team. And this is volleyball connects us, but it is the complementarity that delivers all these positive results and energy in our management team. Social media. Nowadays, we have to communicate with our players, with the parents, outside. So Grit, she happens to be a teacher in IT, giving evening classes to adults. And she offered to create Facebook pages and internet site and so on. So this is now the new way for us to communicate with our, there is a change, the game doesn't start at 2 o'clock, but it's 2:30, be there, blah, 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 these type of things. I can tell you, it was a big change in our management team. Statistics is pretty okay. We have 4 women and 6 men. The age differs from 32 to 65. Yeah? Half of us have a volleyball playing experience, the other half not. So statistics is okay, but it's the complementarity that we need. I can tell you, the ones in the age of 60, 65, they struggled a little bit with Facebook and with should we work with an internet page and so on, but it all works now. We also have the same challenges like in a professional working environment. We need to introduce newcomers as well. Koen and Jeroen, they have joined us in that team just 1 year ago. And we don't have an official induction program, and I don't have any intention at all to make that. But we have to have a way to take care of newcomers in our management team. So they volunteered to be part of a working group, one group focusing on the preparation of our barbecue, and the other one a review of all the equipment we are using and we need in our volleyball. And I can tell you, they were not just there as passive listeners. They really contributed, and they did a lot of good things. They went looking for new sponsors, and all the equipment we had to buy was at really low prices, thanks to those newcomers. You understand already that we need to be able to handle conflicts or avoid that it raises up to conflicts. So we have to have a very open culture of debate, because it's all volunteers. I don't have any, let's say, hierarchical power towards them. Everybody must willing to be part of that management team. Yeah. So this, my dear friends, is a message that I've learned from this volleyball story. And it's something that I want you to take home as a task, a personal task. And it's two things. The first thing is that I want you to increase your awareness of being included. Describe those moments, grasp those moments, describe the feelings it creates to you, but more specifically also try to find the reasons why. If you have increased your awareness about being included, you will be much better in whatever role, leader, leading leaders, co-worker, it doesn't matter, but you will be much better to include other people into your environment. That's one thing. And the other message is, I don't like the word diversity, I don't like the words differences, they have for me negative connotations. I like to use the word complementarity. And that's my second message to you. Go actively looking for complementarity in your teams, because whatever role you have so many demands on you, you cannot do everything yourself. So you better look for colleagues that can help you. And if you have found that complementarity, then you will soon see that 1 + 1 is much more than 2. It's an invitation I'm giving you, it's a task I'm giving you. If you do that task successfully, you will develop yourself as an individual, as a person. I wish you good luck.